Right, so the race to secure the second term for President Cyril Ramaphosa has begun. His backers used the build-up to the ANC birthday rally this past weekend to kickstart his re-election campaign ahead of the party's national conference in December. We're joined now by Reputation brand expert Solly Moeng. Solly, thank you very much for sticking around with us. So we were on that point that even though we say, or even though you had mentioned, rather to use your words, that the ANC's brand or reputation has always been tainted and now is no different, but we see it time and two getting re-elected, which tells us what?
Well, look, I'm not saying it's always been real, but it's been untainted for many years. I mean, it's state capture and all that. But what we have to be aware of is that the other time when South Africa wasn't governed or misgoverned, if you want, by the ANC, it was apartheid. It was a really, really bad place for black people to be. So it's really hard for people to imagine a South Africa that doesn't have the ANC running it, but that is also good for black people. And that's the challenge for South Africans. But we also, I mean, assuming that all the results that we get from the Electoral Commission are true and a true representative of the will of the people, because we've also seen things happen around the management of results and elections. South Africans have shown to the ANC, even in 2016, that they're not happy with it. It lost 3 metros then. The results of the local government election in 2021 have also shown that there's a lot of unhappiness with the ANC. So we mustn't assume that people are happy. People will take stuff from the ANC. There are high levels of poverty in South Africa. So they will take whatever people give them, and some of them get persuaded to vote again for the ANC to give it a chance. There's just emotional attachment to the ANC, which is understandable. It will take a long time for a lot of people to heal from that. But there's clearly unhappiness in South Africa with reason, again, over the way the ANC has run South Africa.
With the party's elective conference expected to take place at some time at the end of this year, over the weekend for that January 8th statement, you found some people saying, well, I will not comment around his re-election for a second term, and some people very happily saying it wouldn't be such a bad idea. That they do not speak in unison or from the same hymn book about this matter tells us what?
Well, the party is totally separated in between. We know that the coalition that had been, the people who have coalesced around the former President Zuma are still around. Some of them still hope for him to return. And obviously we have the people who have coalesced around the President Ramaphosa who want him to stay on. I think the difficulty with the rest of us South Africans is that we have to choose between the devil and the least of the devils. Okay, if the Ramaphosa were to be taken out of power, the next person might be David Mabuza, and I'm not sure that he would be a better president than Ramaphosa. So it's really, really hard. A lot of South Africans don't want the ANC, but they also don't want an ANC that's not governed by the ANC, by Ramaphosa, because the alternatives that exist today to Ramaphosa are totally, totally unpalatable.
Brand Ramaphosa, your assessment?
He's a smart guy. You know, he speaks well. He's the kind of president you want to hug. He jokes. He's an easy person to the eye. And that's a problem because he can also deceive you. Because, if you want, I like to compare somebody like Ramaphosa to somebody who scammers. Scammers are charming people. They dress well. They speak well. They are attractive. They say beautiful things that you want to hear. The next thing you're out of everything that was in your pocket is gone. Ramaphosa is like that. He's somebody that you want to love. You cannot believe this man could take you for a ride. But we've seen recordings of him that have been leaked in the recent years. One, he spoke about him preferring to be a weak president to one under whom the ANC would split, but it's splitting anyway. And recently there was another leaked a video of him saying, look, I'd rather take the phone rather than have South Africans see that the ANC has been abusing public resources for its own campaigning. So this man is clearly prepared. He's made it very clear that between South Africa and African National Congress, he prefers the African National Congress first. South Africa can pay the price. And in a lot of things he's done, we've seen that the ANC comes well. So, but he's the only man. I sympathize with those who say, in as far as the ANC is concerned, he's the last hope for South Africa. I don't want to see the President Mabuza in South Africa, and definitely not a return to Zuma. So we have to hope that he wins that he gets re-elected to lead the ANC, because, you know, we are a democracy. The only way to remove the ANC is through a democratic beating, or, you know. So we have to hope that the ANC, if it remains in power, it remains in power under Ramaphosa until the next general elections. But we should also hope that in the next general elections, South Africa get an opportunity to renew itself, and it cannot renew itself while the ANC is at its helm.
Moeng is a brand expert. Thank you very much for weighing in on that matter.